Hello everybody, I'm Samip and welcome to my channel. And for today now I'll be teaching you how to create a simple web browser using Visual Studio and VB.NET. So now the IDE that I'm using is Microsoft Visual Studio 2012, and now my developing framework would be the application framework would be .NET Framework 4.5. Let's start it with what we are going to do today. It is a simple web browser that will navigate to one of the web URLs that you insert in your application, let's say. So let us start with the basics. I have already a new project window open here, but if you want to start, let us start with the basics. So let me cancel this for now and let's go to new and then new and project. So I'll go to project here and then I'll select Windows Home Application. Let's give this a name and let's say it is test browser. So and this is my small location. You can change that, and there's also name also you can change that. Now let's create this. uh, to be very frank, my internet and my ID is very slow, and it will take a bit time for that. So let us get started with the basics. Now first you need to rename the phone. Always please rename the phone and give the name that you want to do. So now my name would be something like Nepal browsing, as I'm from Nepal, and then I'm so patriotic that I'm giving my name Nepal browsing. Let's say now the phone name is changed, so my browsing name is Nepal browsing, as my user can see. Now if you start the program, you see absolutely nothing rather except Nepal browsing. The screen is blank. Now what we are going to do is insert a web browser, create a web browser under this screen. Okay, now let us start. Let me close this upload button. I set my ID and my internet is slow, so you can import uh, tool that is already gifted to you by Visual Studio in V.NET by Microsoft, and it is web browser. So here is a web browser, right? So I'll drag this here, and then you can see a small arrow right here, right? So right click that arrow, and my computer is not, sorry, left click the arrow and then unlocking parent container, so that you can adjust the size of this web browser. Remember, whatever you are going to do is not compulsory like I'm doing right now. You can resize the browser according to your needs and your necessities, but now since I have a small screen right here, so I'll now be expanding this because I want my browser to be look good, and then I want to satisfy my users who are using my single tab web browser. So there's nothing you can browse one network at a time, and there's absolutely nothing you can do except browsing a network at a time. So now I resize this toolbox to a small one. Now, as you can see, after you did all this process, you can see property here URL. So now this is what the default URL will be when your web browser opens. So let me set it to the popular site google.com and then press enter. So you can see HTTP is already added. That is an auto feature. So now let's go and add text box right here. It's not rich text box, it's text box, and let's add it here. Now this text box would be your URL address bar. It will work as an address bar right now. The browser is here. Please be sure that you create a great design for your browser. So now let me add a button because I need to navigate with the help of this. So now as I have added the button, and now let me rename it to go. You can rename it to anything, and the text is absolutely fine. And then now what I'm going to do is click on this web browser, and the scroll bar should not be seen when I tend to open my browser. See, now when I'm opening my browser, there are certain scroll bars seen after you load the page. I don't want that, right? So I'm just now closing this, and then I'm setting the property of scroll bars enabled to false, and then now when I start this again, now there's a small drawback of this scroll bar, right? You need to adjust this browser with the help of your property. So now you need certain width. So every website doesn't have not have their own width. Sorry, not doesn't do not have their own width. So now you have to adjust. So it is better if you have a scroll bar there. For instance, I'm keeping a scroll bar, and that was just information that you could change. So now there's very simple code. Now you just go to the go button, and when the code panel opens, then you just go and write your web browser name. I have not renamed the web browser, so my default is web browser 1 dot navigate, and then bracket. And now you remember that your address bar was the text box. So now text box 1, because I want the text written in the text box to be navigated. Yes, this is all you need to do. So now let's start the program and check whether our web browser is working or not. Obviously now let's go here and see. Now my default page is Google, if you remember. Now I'll be navigating to my own website, webscene.com, and then go. So my website has opened up right now. It doesn't support a lot of CSS, I guess, so, or maybe it is the small size that is hampering. So there's proceed alert. Yes, already. So now this, you can see your web browser is ready. You can also add some awesome codes you can search in Google, but this is a simple technique that helps you create a web browser. I did it as a small project when I started doing bv.net, and now it is too easier to do so. So hope you like the tutorial, and please subscribe to my channel. If you don't, please do not comment harsh. Thank you.